Hi, I'm Patrick Nugent. I'm from IICLE, and I'm here with my great friend Joy Feinberg, who is a partner in the firm of Boyle and Feinberg here in Chicago. We are spotlighting amazing IICLE volunteers, and Joy certainly is one of those volunteers that has given so much back to not only our company, but to all of the lawyers in the state of Illinois for helping raise the bar in excellence in the way that lawyers practice. And I want to thank you for everything you've done for IICLE, both writing and teaching.
Oh, Patrick, I love doing it. Thank you. It's nice to be thanked, but it's really very helpful to me.
Well, let's talk a little bit about, how you got started with IICLE and what little things changed your career because of the volunteer work that you've put in.
Well, just being able to speak as a young lawyer forces you to learn so much more, and it gave me a lot of recognition, so that was fun when you go up against people who've been practicing 20, 30 years. But the greatest thing for me was getting the opportunity to write the first chapter that I wrote, and that was on child custody. And I had to completely revamp what was done because my vision was organized in a different way than it had been. And it was such a learning experience for me and such a training experience, and just helped my career enormously. There were few women in the field at that time, and being a redhead, I get known pretty easily, but to have a chapter behind you as an author was just the most wonderful thing to carry with you in the courtroom when you were up with against a senior attorney. You suddenly had respect. And so I am forever grateful for that first opportunity to speak. And I remember two of the older lawyers who were looking at me, and at that point in time, my father never knew that I became a lawyer, but they were like my fathers in the field. And so they looked at me and they were smiling, and I actually got a tear in my eye looking at them look at me as I was speaking. It was really one of the most lovely things.
You're talking about being a redhead. I know that I think the first time that you wrote for us, I think you were doing a lot of your writing while on vacation in Hawaii, from what I remember. How was that vacation?
Well, the best part was my husband got called back to Chicago for a deal, so I had 5 days where I wrote 14 hours a day, uninterrupted, was just able to go through it and really meld together that custody chapter. So I laughed. My husband said, "Oh, honey, I'm really sorry." I went, "Worked out great, honey." As a redhead, I would have burned.
Worked out great. I didn't know if I was in Hawaii or Springfield, but it worked out great.
Well, I play tennis every day, so I did get a little bit pink.
Great. Another thing, I remember you told me a story one time about going out to court and having one of the judges kind of recognize you due to some of the work that you've done for IICLE. Can you tell us that story?
This was so funny. I was with a woman who afterwards became a judge, and she was the most charming woman, and she said, "Joy, I really need some help on a pension case." She goes, "It's in Whiteside County." Whiteside County? Why are you taking a Chicago lawyer to Whiteside County? She goes, no, it'll be fine. So we drove out to Whiteside County. We sat down with the other attorneys. They wanted nothing to do with us. They didn't want to listen. They didn't want to hear anything because, some Chicago lawyer, what did she know? So we walked into court the next morning, and we were getting ready to try the case, and I asked the judge if I could file my additional appearance, and he said, "Oh, your voice sounds so familiar." And I said, "I don't know why," but I said, "Your Honor, my name's Joy Feinberg." And he went, oh my God, Joy Feinberg's in my courtroom. I listen to you all the time on IICLE tapes." And he turned to the other attorneys. He goes, "Oh, she really knows about pensions, and I know that's an issue in this case." And you saw the color just drain out of their faces. So they asked for an opportunity to please speak with us, and we ended up getting the case resolved. Of course, the worst part was eating crow from my co-counsel, who said, "Oh, yeah, it's a real problem bringing somebody from Chicago to Whiteside County." I know life is busy and your children are only young once, but you only have one opportunity in your life to make your career as great as it can be. And until you sit down and put pen to paper, or you have to speak in front of your colleagues and really do a good job, you do not become the lawyer that you can be without writing or speaking. It makes you a better lawyer. You want to be that. You know, the reason why I love to practice the law, Patrick, is because every day is a learning experience. Every day there's something new. Every day I learn something. And that part of the law is what keeps us all interested and keeps us excited. So I say to all the young lawyers, if you get the opportunity to do a speech, do the best speech you can, do the best materials that you can. And if you get the opportunity to write for IICLE, oh, it will change you forever, and it will make you a better lawyer, and do it.
Well, that's enough said for certain ladies and gentlemen. My great friend Joy Feinberg. The spotlight is on IICLE volunteers, and for each and every lawyer in the state of Illinois, IICLE is an open door. So if you're interested in volunteering for us, use stories like Joy has and come on board. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patrick.